Hello everybody, Sergeant Soldier, and we're back with another Break and Rust, and today we're going to be looking at a small exploit that comes from iSmith80, and it's actually a fairly useful tactic that a lot of raiders are using, and in my opinion, a little broken, not gonna lie, and basically it goes like this. They raided your base. It's pretty open because you haven't filled it in yet, because maybe you're early in the wipe cycle. You haven't had the opportunity to get a bunch of stone to put a bunch of doors in here and whatnot. So you have a tool cupboard and it's basically just like this. However, you do have a door or a floor hatch or something that prevents them from going up without blasting in. So what they're going to do is they can take a lot of stairs like I have here and crawl up the stairs, which we'll start with Twig over here. They're going to crawl up the stairs and they're going to basically look through your floor. Now with Twig, it's very, very easy. I can see almost the entire room. We have a small chest there, a large chest, and a furnace. All of the rooms are going to have the same 3 items, but in your base they might look different. You might have a shelving unit, which is very, very obvious. As you can see here, I can see the top of that wall. A shelving unit with 4 chests plus in it is going to be very obvious. So the only thing that matters with this isn't the fact that you could just walk and see through it, is you can also hold Alt. And you can get different angles so that when you turn it, you can be like, oh, well, if I turn like this, there's a lantern there might be something hiding in the lantern, there's a turret there. You can see the turret, but the turret can't see you because you're on the floor beneath it. So looking around, yeah, look at that, a whole bunch of stuff. So with the Twig, I find it's really, really easy, but most people don't keep Twig on their base, so that's not that big of a deal. With the upgraded wood, it's slightly less easy, but you can still see everything. Furnace above us, there's a small chest there in the top left corner. Try to hold it on there. See right there, the small chest. Large chest directly above us. Moving on to the stone. Stone is probably the most common. Looking up at the stone you really can't see that well. I don't know why. That's just the way that it is. I did this 3 or 4 times with the stairs different ways, and the stone for some reason always gave me less of a view. However, I can still see though. I can see the large chest above us. I can see the furnace there if I use Alt and I kind of look around a little bit. Can I see it? I know it's in here somewhere. Oop, hold on. Went the wrong way. I'm looking for that small chest. There it is. There's a small chest. All it takes is just walking around a little bit and holding Alt, and you'll be able to see it. So next we have the sheet metal. Oh, okay. Sheet metal is probably the second most common, I would imagine. Even my own base in the server I was playing on was mostly sheet metal. We have a furnace, there's our small chest directly above us, and to the left, the large chest. And lastly, the armored floor, which is not very common. People are using their high quality metal for other important stuff. Both chests and the furnace there. See that? So it's a very small exploit, but it's one where you want to make sure that if you're getting raided, you don't just leave everything completely open like this, because it gives them the opportunity to do this kind of stuff. Now granted, yeah, this is probably not as common as what you would expect, having a completely open base like this with the tool cupboard just laying out in the middle of the open, but it does happen. People get raided right in the middle of building their base, or they made just enough resources in their run to make the shell of their base, but they haven't filled it in yet. So with that being said, I want to say that if you are going to be doing your base, make sure to always have an airlock, do honeycombing, always seal your tool cupboard in, and never have your loot on a single floor below wherever you're coming in. So that being said, let's say with this base it's a 3x3, our entrance is obviously the first floor. Never put your loot on the second floor. Always put your loot at the very least on the 3rd floor, and give your base higher access to keep going further and further and further, so roof access. But that's pretty much it for this video. It's fairly simple. I'm sure people have been doing this for forever. But when someone brings something to my attention and says, hey, I think you should do a video on this, a lot of people are using it, or I use it, and it works really well, yeah, I'm not going to ignore it. So, Sergeant Solge, Break and Rust, and we'll see you in the next Break and Rust video. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to see more great content from Private Astro or myself, please hit that subscribe button and click on any of the videos above. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next Sergeant Solge or Private Astro video. Bye-bye.